The 3DS is one of my favorite handheld gaming systems, from the standard fare of Mario and Zelda titles to third-party games and beyond. But let's be honest, this thing is aging. The hinge is weak and won't stay open at a comfortable angle anymore. The screen leaves a lot to be desired, and there's always the chance of a capacitor going bad or a battery that won't charge, depriving us of access to our favorite games. So what's the solution? Emulation. Emulation is the only way that we can guarantee that we'll be able to play our favorite games going forward. And besides, I'm always carrying my Steam Deck with me everywhere I go anyway, so why would I want to lug around the 3DS too? It doesn't make any sense. And look, there are a few devices that are more qualified to emulate the 3DS than the Steam Deck. I mean, it's got an amazing screen. It can be configured to accommodate the two screens of the DS with no issue. Plus, it's got ample input to get you playing your favorite games. The first step was acquiring ROMs of my games, and the obstacles are numerous, if you want to do so ethically anyway. It's not as simple as going online and finding a website that hosts copies of the games that I already own. Why would I do that when I've got this perfectly good card reader right here in my 3DS? Now, the first step on the journey to ethically acquiring ROMs was to hack my 3DS, and dumping the ROMs from the carts I actually own is done in the name of game preservation, so it is, in my opinion, a totally okay thing to do, but mind you, I'm not a lawyer. Hacking my 3DS was non-trivial, and I'm not going to cover the whole process here, but it requires a flash card and some perseverance. Now, I won't be covering how to do that in this video because despite it being morally okay, and the 3DS being antiquated by a whole console generation, it's not something that I want to take a risk on. I've spent like over 2 months writing and getting this video done, and I don't want Nintendo being able to take it down for whatever bullshit reason. Suffice it to say though, that once you're at this point, it's not a difficult process at all to get set up with emulation on your Steam Deck. But ROMs are only one component of emulation. Now we need an actual emulator. And there's an easy way to set up 3DS emulation on the Steam Deck. EmuDECK. Now this is a simple and straightforward way to get all your emulators running on deck, and it handles everything that you might need from loading your ROMs onto your Steam Deck, configuring the button mappings for you, and more. And don't get me wrong, I swear by EmuDECK. However, for me, when it comes to 3DS emulation, it just did not seem to work out of the box. In theory, you can just head to emudeck.com, download this file, and then run it. Select Lime 3DS from the options along with any other emulators you want to install, and you should be good to go. However, and I'm not sure exactly why, but EmuDECK failed to install Lime 3DS for me. And what's worse, after I manually installed it, EmuDECK failed to detect that it was already being used. I tried various fixes, but nothing seemed to work for me. So that's why in this video, we're just going to set things up from scratch without EmuDECK. It's not that much work, and after about 15 minutes, you'll be ready to play. The first step is to install Lime 3DS. Now, we're going to drop into desktop mode to do this, and we're going to do that by hitting the Steam button, selecting Power, and then select Switch to Desktop. Once you're in desktop mode, open up the Discover App Center. From here, search for Lime 3DS and click Install. Now we're going to copy over our ROMs. How you do this will be contingent on your setup. For me, I have a RetroNAS instance on my home lab, so I took the SD card out of my 3DS, popped it into my RetroNAS server, and then dumped the files there. Then on my Steam Deck, I logged into my RetroNAS server, and then I copied the ROMs to the Emulation ROMs 3DS directory. Where this lives depends on your setup, and you can really put these anywhere you want. But I already had RetroDeck set up because of a previous install, and EmuDECK set up this directory structure for me, so that's where I decided to put them. And this lives on my SD card on my Steam Deck, but you can choose to put this in your home directory or wherever you want. So yeah, it's just a simple copy and paste job at that point. So now let's add Lime 3DS to our Steam library so we can access it from game mode. Find Lime 3DS in the start menu of the KDE launcher, and then right click on it using the left trigger or the right mouse button on an actual mouse, and then hit Add to Steam Library. Now, before we head back into game mode though, we need to open up Steam while in desktop mode, find Lime 3DS in your library, and launch it. And once you have Lime 3DS open, you can use the right trackpad as a mouse by either configuring it in Steam Input or just temporarily holding the Steam button and then using the right trackpad while holding the Steam button. Now, the next thing that we need to do is to configure Lime 3DS. If EmuDeck worked for you, then you probably won't need to do much of this stuff, but I'm including it here for educational purposes and because I did this, so maybe you want to do it too. Keep watching though if you already have this stuff set up, because you might find there's some handy options here. First, we're going to set our ROM directory. So with Lime3DS open, if you don't see your ROMs automatically, you should see double click to add a new folder to the games list message. So do this and it'll open up a modal window where you can select the path that you copied your ROMs to. Now we're going to click on Emulation, Configure, and then select System. You can optionally set your 3DS username, birthday, and play coin count, but the real meat and potatoes of the configuration will be under the Graphics tab. Here you can confidently set the internal resolution to X3 native, which is 1200 by 720. On the Layout tab, I personally prefer the large screen layout with the small screen position set to upper right. Finally, under Advanced, I've selected Vulkan as the graphics API, and I've checked Enable Async Shader Compilation, which will help resolve the compiler stutter at the cost of a few graphical glitches that resolve themselves the longer you play the game. And just for completeness sake, I haven't changed anything in the Audio tab. Now we're going to set up the controls. And again, if you had EmuDeck set up Lime3DS, then this should be set up for you, but under the Controls tab, I've gone through and mapped each controller button to the appropriate button on the Steam Deck. To do this, you want to make sure that you've launched Lime3DS from your Steam library, as this will make the gamepad of the Steam Deck appear as a controller to Lime3DS. Otherwise, they'll appear as keyboard buttons. You don't want that. Keep in mind that on the 3DS, the A and B buttons and the X and Y buttons are swapped with each other. If you want to use the Deck's gyro and accelerometer with Lime3DS, then you'll need to install Steam Deck Gyro DSU. EmuDeck can do this for you, but if you want to do it yourself, just head over to the GitHub repo below, navigate to the releases page, and then download the update SD gyro DSU.desktop file. Then go to your downloads folder, mark it as executable, and run it. Now that that's working, let's go back into our controller config menu in Lime3DS and select the motion/touch button. Under the CemuHook UDP config, make sure that your settings match mine here. Then we're going to select the test button, and then you should see a dialog saying successfully received data from the server. All right, now we're pretty much set up, but there's just a few more things that I recommend doing. Let's drop back into game mode for a second, and you can do this by going to the start menu, for lack of a better term, and then logging out. Once you're back in game mode, navigate to your library and find the non-Steam games section. There you should see Lime3DS among any other non-Steam software you have installed on your Steam Deck. Find Lime3DS and start it up. Now, hit the Steam button and go down to Controller. Now we want to configure some extra functionality here. I've set my right trackpad to control the mouse cursor and a press of the right pad to be a left click. This lets me interact with the 3DS's emulated touchscreen with a mouse cursor. Then I've also set L4 to be the F9 key, which will swap the screens so that the touchscreen becomes the larger and the upper screen becomes the smaller screen. This is handy if you ever need to do something like focus on the smaller screen for a while or interact with a small button. Finally, I have the R4 button mapped to F11, which toggles the emulator between full screen and windowed mode. This is useful if you want to hide or show the menus at the top of the screen. So there we are. We've got our games running on our Steam Deck. We've learned a lot along the way too, and now we can have fun playing some classics. There's a compatibility list of 3DS titles on their website, and more than half of the games that have been tested have been rated either great or perfect. So I'd recommend checking out that link in the description down below. Well, that's the video. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. If you believe in the work that I'm doing, you can help support this show with a monthly contribution down on Patreon. You can use the links down below for that. You can become a YouTube member as well. If you like this video, you can hit that like button. It's the best way to tell YouTube you want to see more videos just like this. And with all that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.